So good morning. I hope you're ready for this class. Today we're going to just move around in our body. We're going to start standing and we will finish on the floor. So you don't need a yoga mat for this class, but it is nice if you have one. So maybe you just take it. If you need some props, towels or something that you want to use for support at any point, just grab one. Make sure that you've got your phone turned on, off actually. So turn it off, put it on flight modes, turn off your WhatsApp notifications, your emails, so that we can just focus for the next half hour on a nice little workout. So if you stand with your feet a bit wider than your hips, your knees bent, your shoulders relaxed, you can just close your eyes for a moment. And we start with bringing ourselves into this moment. So you can focus on your feet. And just notice how you are standing, how you can spread your feet, your toes. Just connect with the earth. Maybe you can move, even with your eyes closed, a little bit forwards, a little bit back, so that you can find where your balance is, your center. Moving a little bit to the left. Maybe I have to stand a little bit closer with my feet. Moving to the right. You can start making a circle here, finding all the edges. This is just to find balance, and especially with you with your eyes closed, to use all the muscles in your feet. You can open up your eyes again and then bring your hands on top of each other, just underneath your navel. And like I've said in many classes, we just imagine that there's like a little fire burning here in the lower belly. You can have your knees slightly bent. And on an inhale, we're going to spread that fire, breathing and relaxing the lower belly. And whilst taking the hands out, you want to spread it towards the lower back, your pelvic. And exhale, bring the hands together again. And the top fist or hand becomes a fist. And you pull it up towards your diaphragm. And on an inhale, you release again. Bend your knees maybe a little bit more. Take your hands out. And exhale. You can tilt your pelvic. Activate your core, pull that energy up, and inhale, relax. Bend your knees slightly, bring your hands out. Exhale. Just a couple more times, just to get into the flow, into the rhythm of your breath. So you can hear yourself breathing in and out through the nose, preferably. Last time. Now, the next time we inhale, we bend the knees a little bit more and take the hands forwards and up. And stay seated with your knees bent, and you just brush your hands off towards the back. Keep your chest open. Inhale, bring your hands up, pull your belly in slightly. Exhale. Breathe in and out. Inhale. And on the exhale, come and sit a little bit deeper. Keep pulling the belly in. Breathe in. And on an exhale, bring your hands in front. And we move towards the right. So we twist whilst keeping the knees bent and seated. Inhale, take your hands up. Exhale, hands in front, twist to the left. Inhale one more time. And on the next exhale, try to bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. The right hand on top of the left. So the one elbow, the left elbow is pointing down, the right elbow is pointing up. Stay seated. Keep pressing the right hand into the left. Now see whether you can open up your chest. You look to the side or maybe up to the ceiling. Last exhale here. Inhale, take your hands up, stay seated. I know this is heavy. And on the exhale, twist towards the left. Place your left elbow on the outside, or your right elbow on the outside of the left knee. It's like pressing them against each other. Left hand pressing firmly against the right. Open up your chest. Come into this twist. Stay seated. One more inhale. Exhale deep. Bringing the hands down to the floor, and you start dangling just in a forward bend. Relax your face and start making half circles. So you bring your upper body to the left side, to the right side. These half circles. Maybe you want to hold on to the opposite elbow. Anything you do, just relax into that stretch. Can you feel it on the back of your legs? Placing the left hand in front of the left foot so you can bend the left knee. And then start straightening the right leg a little bit. Open up your chest towards the front of the mat a little bit more. Take your right shoulder up. Keep stretching the right leg. Keep the left knee bent. Engage your right upper leg muscle. Take your right hand up if you can. Pull your belly in. Look past the right shoulder. One more inhale. Exhale. Slowly bend both knees. And then switch hand and foot position. So now your right hand, or fingertips really, are on the floor. The right knee is bent. So you bring all of your weight into the right side. Straighten the left leg. Pull the belly in. Or open up your chest a bit more. Take the left shoulder up. Engage your left upper leg a little bit further. Take the left hand up. Relax your face. Find your breath. And exhale, slowly come down. Let's do it one more time on the right side. Inhale. Right hand goes up. On the top, you pause your breath for just a split second. Exhale, switch hand and foot position. Inhale, left hand goes up. Slowly coming down. Bringing both hands onto your shins. And then press your hands into the shins. I'm going to turn so you can see a bit more what I'm doing. You press your hands into the shins, lengthen from the lower back. It's all to create space on the back of our bodies. And on an exhale, bring your hands towards your calf muscles. Exhale, bend forward, forehead to your knees. Place your hands on the front again. Inhale, press. Exhale, stretch. Just a couple more times. And let's see whether you can open up your chest a bit more. And on an exhale, relax your neck, your shoulders. Maybe just move your head a little bit. Last time, breathe in. Exhale. And then bring your feet a little bit wider. A bit wider than the hips, maybe. Can you sit on your toes like this? And maybe if you place your hands in front, start to dance or move from one foot to the other. Just opening up the groin. So everything we do it mindful, not too fast, but it's still intense. Coming back to the middle. Maybe walk your feet a little bit closer. Can you sit straight? And on an inhale, take your hands up. So we balance ourselves. On an exhale, bring your hands in front and keep exhaling while bringing the hands towards the outside. Inhale. Exhale, keep exhaling, press those palms out. Maybe you pull your belly in slightly, you tilt your pelvic. Inhale. And exhale, hands in front. And when you reach the chest, press out. Last time, breathe in. Exhale. Bring your hands to the front again. Just a bit more dancing. And then we can come and sit on our buttocks. And you can straighten your legs out. Just give them a little bit of rest. Shake them, move them, whatever feels good. Opening up the ankles. And come into a seated position with your hands onto your knees. And we'll just do some grinds. They call this a Sufi grind in yoga. You can just call it whatever you want, but we're going to make circles here with your hands on your knees. And you breathe in when you come forwards and you breathe out when you go back. So slowly we're just creating a bit more space here, making it a bit more juicy in the hip area, trying to connect that breath with your movement, using your shoulders, your elbows. Maybe on an inhale, when you come forward, you stick your head out. And on an exhale, when you round the spine, bring the chin to the chest. Just explore, notice how it feels. Notice any areas that ask your attention without giving them too much of your thought, but just being aware. Let's go to the other side as well. So there's always a difference between left and right. One side you might feel more prone to, that has your preference because it's more flexible or stronger. And by doing both sides, trying to create a bit more balance in our body. Maybe with your eyes closed for the last couple of breaths. Try to breathe in when you come forwards. Breathe out when you go back. Coming back to the middle. Bring your chin to the chest, and also here, via one shoulder go up, via the other shoulder go down. It's a beautiful, relaxed practice to wake up in the morning. Slowly go to the other side as well. Breathing in when you go up via one shoulder. Breathing out when you go down via the other sides. Coming back to the middle. Bringing both shoulders up to the ears. Maybe drop your head down a little bit. Feel some cracks and exhale, dropping down. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, breathe in deep. Exhale. All right. So let's come on to the hands and knees for a moment. And then curl those toes. You can come and sit. So we're really like activating our toes here. So this might not for everybody be very pleasant. I want you to try and stay calm. Even though you might feel this in the toes, you're stronger than your mind. You don't have to let the mind tell you to get out. Just stay here. Feel that stretch. Relax your face. Listen to the sound of your breath. Just a little bit longer. All right. So let's come and sit again. And you can have the big toes touching, like I'm doing, and then lean into the right hand so that the left hand can reach for the front knee. Now lean back. I always like to stay on the fingertips or the balls of my hand. And with the right hand or left hand, you take that left knee up. So we're stretching the front side of our toes right now. You might not be able to see it properly here. Maybe you can, if I do it like this. And let's switch sides as well here. First leaning into that hand. In the meantime, trying to take the other knee up. Now, some of you might have had broken toes or something with your feet. So you just go as high as feels good. So maybe it's here, this low. But if it's already giving you a nice sensation, and try to stay calm and breathe your way through it. Some of you might go a little bit higher. We can do the other side again. So you can do that, or you can, just like me, come into one where you place your fingers on the floor behind you, fingers pointing forwards. And I'm just using the momentum here too. So either you do it with one side first, then the other, or you stay like this. Find your breath. So we don't have to make it any more difficult than feels good to our body right now. So don't let me challenge you too much. Curl the toes again, just for a nice counter stretch. So when the hands are on the floor, spread your fingers, and we gently are going to bring the buttocks up. Maybe you walk the feet back a little bit. So we're going to come into a downward facing dog and immediately start to walk it on the spot, bending one knee, straightening the other leg. So we give a nice extra stretch to the back of our legs. Keep spreading the fingers wide. If I would be able to be in the same room with you and I would pick up your finger, I would have troubles doing it because that's how strongly your fingertips are rooted into the mat. Now I said sometimes do a bit of salsa dog, just moving the hips from the left to the right, creating a nice little stretch on the flanks. Coming back onto the floor with the knees. The toes are pointing back. Now curl them again, so we come up. So we're gonna do some sort of back bend. Place your hands into your hips, so you already have to lengthen it without squeezing the buttocks too much. Place your hands into your lower back, fingers pointing down. Open up your chest. Now press the hips forward, lean back. Now sometimes you've got the tendency to drop the head back all the way, but you could also keep it in a milder angle. Maybe this is where it is, and you just breathe into this stretch. Some of you might be able to, with one hand first, then the other one, reach for the heels. Once you are resting on the heels with the balls of your hands, you press those hips forwards, inhale, drop your head back, only as far as feels good. For a couple more breaths, guys, you're doing great. Just find your version here. Slowly, chin to the chest, calming down. And then step your left foot, forwards. And we just create a little bit more stretch on the front side by bouncing, having the hands into the hips, just coming back and forth. Now inhale, take your hands up. On the exhale, bring your elbows out. Opening up the chest. Breathe in, hands up again. And this time on the exhale, we bring the hands in front and we're gonna go to another twist. So right elbow on the outside of the left knee, pressing the left hand down into the right, opening up the chest. And for those of you who like to go a little bit further, curl the right toes and gently start to straighten the right leg, coming into a lunge and twist. If there's any other variation that I could offer you that is, besides staying here, of course, the right hand on the outside of the left foot and the left hand up in the air. Find your breath wherever you are. Last breath here. All right, hands together. Let's see whether we can stay in this lunge and bring the hands next to the hips. On an inhale, take your hands up. Exhale, drop the back heel down and bring your hands into the outside, in the length of your mat. Bend the front knee. Take your left palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. And on an exhale, swing your hands forward and down. Step back into a high plank and take your knees down first. On the next exhale, you bend your elbows, but keep them close to your rib cage. Your buttocks can stay in the air a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Open up into a cobra. And then push back to a child's pose. Just forgot the name of this pose. But with your knees wider than your hips, so as wide as the mat, your big toes touch. You just move to the left and the right. And stay in the middle for a moment and just find your breath again. Relax. And just notice how your body feels right now after all these poses. If you want to breathe out through your mouth, making a sound, everything is fine. And the sound might even be very healing, a nice vibration inside of your body coming out. And then slowly come back up again. Stepping the right foot forward this time. And then with your hands into your hips, you bounce back and forth a couple of times. And when I'm doing this by myself, I'm just exploring. I'm just feeling into it. I think, oh, this is nice, or I don't know today. Maybe I should take it a little bit more easy. So you need to learn how to trust your intuition. On an inhale, take your hands up. On an exhale, elbows out, open up your chest. Inhale, take your hands up. Maybe you bring your hips back slightly. And on an exhale, hands in front in prayer position, just to come into this twist. Now, I can do this with my hands still on each other, but often when I twist, I just place, in this case, the right hand on my upper leg, just to help myself twist a bit. You can pull the navel in. So instead of going all the way down, just make sure that you're putting the just above the elbow against the outside of the knee. It's enough. Right hand on top, coming into this twist. Curling the left toes if it's in your practice. Otherwise, just stay here. Just find your breath, stay calm. And that's anybody else who's watching, doing a variation that is a bit more deep. So make sure that your front knee is not past your front foot. Coming into this twist, you could take that left hand down and the right hand up. Finding your breath. One more time. Slowly taking the hands down, find your balance. Take your hands next to your hips. Coming up on an inhale. Dropping the back heel down. Taking your arms in the length of your mat, bending the front knee, and then coming into this warrior two. So press the right knee out. The left leg is straight, feel that it's strong. Turn the right palm up, coming a little bit forwards, and then on an inhale, take that right hand over your head. Swing the hands on an exhale, forward and down. Inhale into a high plank, and exhale, knees to the floor, buttocks in the air, chest and chin down. Inhale, lengthen. Open up your chest, shoulders down. Cobra pose. Exhale back to a child's pose. Relax. Just breathe it out. Relax your face, your jaws, your lips, your tongue. All right. You can slowly come and sit on your buttocks. So, stretching the hamstrings from a seated position, we can just sit like this. It's called a staff pose or dandasana. So my hands are pressed into the floor, shoulders are down. My toes are pointed towards my face. So I'm flexing the foot. This is extending, pointing away, flexing. So much that my heels are coming off the floor, really. On an inhale, take your hands up. And on an exhale, we're going to come forwards. Relax your heels on the floor. Inhale. And every time a little bit deeper. So I'm not the most flexible person with the hamstrings. That's fine. I still feel it. Maybe you can place your hands on top of your toes. Maybe you can hold on to the sides of your feet. Breathing in and lengthening another time. And on an exhale, maybe just holding on to the big toes. So notice that I keep my knees slightly bent, because for me, that's just a good way to keep my lower back somewhat straight. And I'm bending forward from the hips. As long as you keep on breathing. Every time a little bit deeper. Just keep your focus in this moment. Nothing else to worry about. and slowly come up. You can take the right knee up and place the right foot against the inside of your left leg. Place the right hand behind you. Take the left hand forward, palm facing up, and then use the momentum here to take that left hand over your head. Bring the hips up. So my left leg is straight, the left foot is flat on the floor. This is a side stretch in the beginning. You might want to look down towards your right hand. But let's bring the hips forward and the upper body back, leaning back. Drop the head back, breathe in, open up, stretch. And then slowly coming back. And let's switch sides. So the right leg is straight. The left foot on the inside. This time the left hand is behind you. Take the right hand forward, palm facing up, and then use the momentum here. Taking the right hand over your head. First of all, make it a side stretch. Yeah? See whether you can feel that stretch from your right armpit towards your right hip. And then maybe push the hips forward. Lean back with your upper body. Take the right hand behind or over your head. Breathe in. And slowly come down. Coming back into a seated position. We've done all sorts of openers here, different yoga poses to arrive back into a cross-legged position. And for the last minute or so, I'd like you to just place your hands on your knees. Keep your eyes closed, relax your shoulders again, lift the crown of your head up. Relax every muscle in your face. And bring your focus back to your breath. Just listening to the sound of it. Slowly breathing in and out. And you just observe maybe the sounds that you hear around you, the thoughts that arise, the sensations running through your body. And you are just an observer. You don't have to do anything else, but just acknowledge that you hear, see, feel, notice, without any judgment or any labeling. And if you feel that you would like to sit here a little bit longer, then you're more than welcome. For now, I'd like to thank you all for this class, for joining. Namaste, and have a nice continuation of your day. And see you next time.